You ever notice how every time there's a Baxia in your game, suddenly the map feels smaller? Like no matter where you go, boom, he's already there, spinning, stunning, and ruining your day. Yeah, that's Baxia for you, the tire that never stops rolling and the nightmare of every squishy hero out there. Welcome back, everyone. This is part 5 of the Solo to Mythic challenge, playing only Roam Roll. Since I already hit Mythic, it's time to push all the way to Mythic Honor. If you're new here, hit subscribe, drop a like, and turn that notification bell on, because this journey isn't ending anytime soon, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's talk about Baxia, the rolling fortress himself. In this video, I played 3 full games with him, and let me tell you, this hero is built different. You don't just play Baxia, you become Baxia. You stop walking, you start rolling, and suddenly you're flying across the map like a one-man delivery service for chaos. Game 1 started with a plan. No waiting, no chilling. Straight into the enemy jungle. Because if you want to control a game, you control the early game. And what better way to start than stealing the enemy's farm right in front of them? You roll in, bonk them with your shield, and roll out before they even realize what happened. That's how you set the tone. After invading, I rotated to the gold lane because the gold laner is your key to mid and late game success. If you give your gold laner a strong start, you're basically setting up future team fights for free. So I helped secure an early kill, gave them gold advantage, and from there, we just started snowballing. That's what I love about Baxia. He's a roamer, but he plays like an assassin tank hybrid. His first skill makes rotations super easy, his second skill slows and annoys enemies endlessly, and his ultimate melts regen heroes like it's nothing. You see an Estus? Gone. Esmeralda? Deleted. Uranus? Pack your bags. But the real reason Baxia shines in solo rank? He's independent. You don't need perfect coordination or voice chat, you just need map awareness and timing. You can dive, peel, or rotate solo, and still make a huge difference. He gives you that freedom to play your own style, aggressive or strategic, and that's perfect for solo players like us. So yeah, in this game, I invaded early, rotated constantly, and kept the enemy jungler permanently stressed. The goal with Baxia is simple: make the enemy uncomfortable. You want them always thinking, where's Baxia? Is he behind me? Is he waiting in the bush? When you make them scared to move, you already won half the fight. As the game went on, we just kept the pressure up. Every turtle, every fight, every tower, we were first to move. That's the beauty of good map control. Your team might make mistakes, but if you're the one controlling vision, you control the pace of the entire game. Now, of course, solo rank has its chaos. You'll get that teammate who dives 1v5, or the gold laner farming while the lord is being taken. But that's the life of a solo player. You can't control them, but you can control you. And that's the secret. You do your job, create space, and sometimes that's all your team needs to pull a comeback. And guess what? We won again. Baxia didn't just tank, he carried through pressure. That's what makes him one of the most reliable roamers in Mobile Legends right now. So if you're solo queuing this season and tired of relying on randoms, pick Baxia. You'll be faster, tankier, and 100 times more annoying than the enemy expects. Alright, that's it for Game 1, but don't go anywhere. The next matches get even wilder, and I'll show you exactly how to make Baxia a nightmare for every jungler out there. If you enjoyed the gameplay, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. The second game's about to start, so don't go anywhere. Keep watching, because this one's going to be wild. We've already seen some crazy moments in the first match, but trust me, this game is where things really start to get serious. The strategies are sharper, the team fights are going to be faster, and the pressure is sky high. Every move matters now. Every rotation could change the outcome. So, just like the first game, I locked in Baxia again. Why? Because when something works this well, you don't fix it, you spam it. And honestly, Baxia is the kind of hero that doesn't care what lineup the enemy has. They got burst, you roll in. They got crowd control, you roll in. They got healing, you roll in faster. This dude's basically a moving problem that never stops rolling until someone regrets queuing up. Now, early game, I didn't even think twice. Straight to the river, full speed ahead. You know how most roamers like to play it safe, wait for level 4? Not me. When I play Baxia, I am level 4 from the start. The goal is to invade early, disrupt the enemy jungler, and make sure their entire game plan falls apart before it even begins. And that's exactly what I did. The moment I saw their jungler, I didn't wait. I rolled straight in like a delivery truck with no brakes. Boom! I hit him with the first skill, then chain into the second. Slow, stun, gone. That's how you set the tone. Once the enemy realizes you're not afraid to invade, they start playing scared. You control the rhythm. So as you can see here, the enemy marksman rotates to the EXP lane, and that's a big opening for us. With their marksman gone, our marksman instantly takes advantage of the free lane. He keeps farming safely, stacks up gold even faster, and starts applying pressure. And since no one's there to defend, he can push the tower with ease. This is the kind of smart macro play that turns a small mistake from the enemy into a huge advantage. While their marksman is busy trying to make a play on the other side, ours is quietly building up a lead, farming, pushing, and setting the pace for the mid-game. Then I rotated to the gold lane so we could win the team fight there and keep the pressure on the enemy. You see, rotations like this are what separate average plays from smart, calculated ones. Every move you make as a roamer has to create value, whether it's helping your teammates secure kills, protecting your gold laner, or setting up vision for the next big objective. So in this moment, I noticed the enemy marksman had already rotated away, which gave us a perfect opportunity. Instead of just staying mid or chasing random fights, I immediately shifted my focus to the gold lane. My goal was simple: help our marksman win the fight, clear the wave fast, and secure full control of that side. And trust me, once we collapsed together, it was over for them. Our burst damage came through perfectly, their gold laner couldn't escape, and just like that, we owned the lane. But it doesn't stop there. After taking control of the gold lane, we didn't just back off, we kept the pressure going. The key to winning in MLBB isn't just killing heroes, it's what you do after those kills. We used that momentum to cut their waves, take their jungle resources, and make sure they had no space to recover. The map was slowly turning blue, ours, and the enemy team started to play more defensively. That's when you know you're in control. Now, when you have that kind of pressure, the next step is obvious: Lord control. We already had the gold lead, map dominance, and vision advantage, so I started setting up near the Lord pit. I placed vision, zoned out anyone trying to contest, and made sure our team had a clean entry. The enemy tried to respond, but they were already too far behind. One quick engage, we caught their jungler out of position, secured the Lord, and that was basically the nail in the coffin. Once Lord started marching down the lane, it was all about teamwork. We grouped up, cleared the remaining towers, and waited for the perfect moment to strike. And right when Lord hit the base turret, we went all in. One final clash, one clean sweep, and boom, victory secured. The second game was ours. And that's what I love about these moments. It's not just about fighting non-stop, it's about playing smart, adapting fast, and keeping control from start to finish. Every rotation, every lane swap, every decision builds up to that one big win. So yeah, that rotation to gold lane wasn't just a small move, it was the turning point that won us the entire game. Stay tuned, because Game 3 is about to begin, and this one's the final match for today's video. This is where everything comes together. All the strategy, all the teamwork, all the insane plays. If you've been watching from the start, you already know how intense it's been so far, but this last game is going to take it to another level. So don't go anywhere, grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let's finish strong with the final game. In the third game, I decided to invade the enemy jungle right away. You already know the drill. I love setting the tone early, applying pressure before the enemy even has time to breathe. And this time, things were looking good. The enemy team had an Estus, which instantly told me something. They're running a full support roamer setup. That means they'll focus more on team sustain rather than early aggression. And that's perfect for me, because I had the heal spell ready, giving me more flexibility to take fights and control the tempo in the early game. Now, here's something you should always remember when you're roaming. Information is power. Before you even engage, check who you're up against, what spells they're using, and how they like to rotate. In this match, I noticed their core, Yujin-kun, was trying to mirror my movement. He wanted to invade, contest buffs, and slow down our jungler. But I was already one step ahead. I predicted his route, waited near our buff, and the moment he showed up, I went in. I didn't even hesitate. That's the beauty of good map awareness. You don't react, you anticipate. And that's what helped us secure the early lead. My presence in the jungle made sure our jungler could farm safely, while I gathered vision and controlled the flow of the game. That's the real strength of a proactive roamer. You dictate where the fights happen, not the enemy. Now let's talk about why the early game matters so much. Everyone wants to shine in the late game, right? But if you dominate early, you control the rhythm. You decide which objectives to take, when to rotate, and when to engage. You keep the enemy guessing, force them to play defensive, and that's when they start making mistakes. A confident early game is like planting a seed that grows into full control by mid-game. But here's the catch. In solo rank, late game is always unpredictable. You can play perfectly, but one bad decision from a teammate can completely flip the game. You could have a 5k gold lead, and suddenly one overextend, one wrong team fight, and boom, everything's gone. The game resets, momentum shifts, and now you're scrambling to recover. I've seen it happen too many times. That's why, as a roamer, you can't afford to relax. Even when you're ahead, you keep scanning the map, you keep supporting your lanes, and you stay ready for any turn of events. And speaking of support, this is one of the most overlooked skills in solo rank. It's not just about roaming from lane to lane, it's about timing your presence. Sometimes your mid laner doesn't need help, sometimes your gold lane is under pressure, and that's where you should be. It's moments like these that make solo rank worth it. The tension, the comebacks, the perfectly executed plays. Sure, it's not always smooth. You'll deal with trolls, bad picks, and players who think they're invincible. But when everything finally comes together, when your rotations hit, your teammates follow up, and you take that final base, man, that feeling is unbeatable. And just like that, we wrapped up Game 3 with a clean win. If you've been watching all the way till now, you're a real one. Drop the word subscribed in the comments so I know you made it to the end. And hey, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications, because the next upload is going to be even better.